What is going on, everyone? I don't know if you know who I am, but I'm Boit, and I'm back with some Age of Mythology of the Titans action. I don't know what I'm saying. AC here, spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Uranus. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Zeus. I'm excited. I don't know why. I just am. Well, it's probably because I'm watching Divine Intervention, and you are as well, which makes me even more happy. The map is looking like a bit of a Oasis-style cliff map with the cliff in the center of the map there. We do get Uranus here for AC, which is technically one of his main gods. So he's pretty lucky with this one, but he is up against Brickhead Zeus, and Brickhead does have a mean Zeus indeed. He does have a very, very mean Zeus. So I'm excited to see if he's going to be able to compete at the level of AC with his very, very mean Zeus. So far, this series has been very, very equal. 1-1. AC taking the first game with some strong Norse shenanigans. Brickhead able to actually take AC out in game number 2 there with his Hades. Actually, did AC have Uranus in the last game as well? I think he did. Very lucky. Now, there was a little bit of a mistake with the program that I wrote, that I used. You're not supposed to get 2 of the same god in a series. So if you get Zeus, you're not supposed to be able to get Zeus again in the series. You can get Zeus, Hades, Poseidon in the series, but you're not supposed to get Zeus. But in the first round, I made a mistake and I didn't see it, and I thought, instead of fixing it, I'll just leave it for the first round. So a little bit unlucky for Brickhead in a little ways here, because AC is actually an Uranus main. He gets double Uranus in a random god tournament. But we'll see. He did manage to take the win, so in one of them, and maybe he's going to be able to find the win in this one as well. So we'll see how it's all going to go. But the game progresses, we become stronger, and everyone else enjoys their life as well. The reason, we do have an interesting question in chat. Why is it called Divine Intervention? Well, the idea here is that there is a slight issue with no choice tournaments, like free god choice tournaments, and there is an issue with random god tournaments. And there is also an issue with restricted god choice tournaments. So my idea with this tournament is, and generally the issue actually ends up being that some matchups are just unfair. They just are unfair, and therefore we don't get to see those we don't get to see those gods because they're just scared of playing the matchup, or we see a super imbalanced matchup and the game just ends because of that. Not because someone played better, just because they picked a better god. So the Divine Intervention thing is, the admin team comes down and says, you get to play these matchups. So that's we're intervening in the god choosing aspect, so to speak. It's got nothing to do with the god power. I just thought it was a cool coincidence, and I liked the idea. You mean the gods aren't balanced? It's not that the gods aren't balanced. It's just that certain matchups aren't balanced. Like, every god is pickable against X god, or Y god, or Z god. Every god is pickable, but not against every other god. And that's just how these sorts of RTS games kind of work. When you have a game where it is a, what's it called? A asymmetric game, where everything is different, you're going to have some imbalances. It's not rock, paper, scissors every matchup. Like this matchup here, I think is incredibly equal. Which is why this tournament is going to be a fun time to watch. At least I hope it is. I love this idea here. Walling up super early here for Brickhead. Going to buy himself a little bit of time early on. He's going through Athena, and it looks to me like he's probably going for a fast second town center as we completely move on from everything else. So we'll see how things are going to go. Prometheus just about to pop. I do really, really like 2 town center against Uranus as Zeus, as Hades. Less so as Poseidon, but there's reasons for that, probably because you don't have restoration. But this can be a really, really, really good way to play here for Brickhead. And the only problem that I'm actually seeing here is that this position is a little bit far off this town center, and AC is going to be able to put a ton of pressure onto him. As we see a mana coming down, we've got the military buildings in a forward position here from AC. I love that. Generally, we see Uranus players just chucking their military buildings down in their main base, but not settling for that. Very smart. I like the play. He's also able to grab gold on this position and eat this hunt over here, and also over here he could do the same thing, eat this hunt and jump onto this gold mine, take these villages off of gold in the main base, take them off of wood in the main base, and jump onto goats. So he's going to be able to minimize a lot of stuff there. As the town center goes up, the Oracle sees it immediately, and we call it a day here. The town center is going to go up. There's not really a whole lot of ways here for AC to get through. Is this open? Is it open? You hate to see it. You hate to see it. AC, it's open, Brickhead. I was lying that this might that this was impossible to get stopped, because now the units can just pile in onto this position. Brickhead is not going to be at all prepared to defend against it. AC has snuck in the villager here, chasing this Oracle array, and the army comes through, going to start harassing this town center. Shockwave onto the villagers immediately there. AC going to get crazy amounts of damage done here, and Brickhead has to retreat back. Where are the heroes? The hero's now coming over. He does have the Anvil of Isis, but it's done. It's already done. What can Brickhead do now? He can go for this top town center over here if he wants to, but Brickhead's game plan, and I thought it was a great game plan to wall this off, he did not check it. He did not check it. And the way to check it is very, very simple. You just finish the wall, you right-click the villager, and if the villager walks through, he's through. Now we see Brickhead finally doing that. He might be able to prevent the units from coming through here, the reinforcements at the very least. Restoration getting dropped down here, villagers onto the town center as Brickhead, he knows he needs this one up. The wall coming up here and will prevent those reinforcements from coming in for the time being here. Can the town center finish is the big question, as the Minotaur still getting chased around here. Jumping back onto that town center, the Minotaur going to be going down as Brickhead in a very, very bad spot. Bolt down onto one of those units over here as he decides not to use the bolt onto Murmillo here. Well, that would have been a much better idea earlier. More villagers coming in as Brickhead loses another villager there. This Murmillo hero does fall down. And what else can Brickhead do? He's got nothing remaining here. He's getting himself a military academy, and he finally decides to retreat back. He didn't send enough villagers over here to get this town center up, and AC has done the deed. Brickhead in a very, very bad position now. What can he do now? He's getting watchtowers up. He's in his main base. He's got tons of resources in the bank that he's going to need to spend. Throwing up a stable now. He's going to have to play one town center from incredibly far behind. Villager does fall. And what a play here from AC to start the game. Obviously, unlucky as ever, but you got to take it when you can take it, as the watchtowers is now up. I reckon AC is going to put some sort of attention onto this gold mine following this one up, and the wall's also missing here, as this map has been very, very devious here, ladies and gentlemen. Openings here, just all across the map. There's these forests barely touching the edge of the map over on some positions here as the army comes through, taking another villager down, The hoplites moving in onto this position, going to be starting to shank away those units as the watchtowers enough with the town center to keep these guys alive. Odysseus in this town center needs to pop out, needs to get involved with the action here, as the Jason is now out. Villagers starting up again. And where to next here as the villagers finishing up on this hump. They can come over and eat this elk afterwards, and there's technically an opening here. You can break down these walls fairly easily, because this wooden wall was built unnecessarily, unfortunately, for Brickhead. Brickhead still has a little bit of gold left in the bank here. He's at 44 or 45 population to 95 population for AC. I wouldn't be surprised to see AC just going heroic age here, or dropping a second town center and just pushing himself even further ahead in this game. as the Hippocon does retreat away. This is a great place for AC to fight. He's got very little surface area for those units to push through and kill off his Terma, as those Murmillo are just tanking everything. Once the Murmillo die, you might want to be retreating away here, because those Hoplites do a lot of damage to these Terma, as he does pull back a little bit more. Imagine Forest Fire here. I'm kidding. There's no Forest Fire. All right, AC going to pull back. Wall's getting broken down over here. Second town center now coming up. Is there an armory up anywhere here for AC? Military barracks number 2 on the way. Still no armory, but he can throw that down at any point here if he wants to go heroic age. As AC now does break through onto this position. Brickhead's villagers are very much out in the open, and AC knows this. He sends them straight there. He finds himself 6 villagers. He's probably going to kill the vast majority of these as well. And in that moment, Brickhead does tap out. Sometimes them be the breaks, ladies and gentlemen. Brickhead advanced pretty late here for a second town center. 4 minutes and 53 seconds, because he wanted the walls up here. This is why he advanced so late. He wanted these walls up just to ensure that he buys himself that time to get the town center up. But the opening here meant that the town center didn't get up. It was a sliver away. If he just advanced faster, it would have been up. Would have been no problems. But he wanted the wall. The wall would have been great. It would have slowed down AC. The walls could have continued to get rebuilt through the game. Life would have been really tough for AC here, but unfortunately for Brickhead, doesn't make it work, and AC gets the dub. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.